we're going to talk about comedy and science fiction, fantasy, horror movies. Yes, comedy and horror movies. So, let me ask you, Randy.
Yeah.
When you think about a funny science fiction movie, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, originally I would think it would be the script being funny.
No, I'm talking about the movie title. What movie?
What movie has a funny title?
No. A comedy science fiction.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about a movie that is more comedy based than it is science fiction.
Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay, you always reference that.
God, I love that movie.
I don't see it as a science fiction program.
Why not? It's got a tall, giant woman in it.
So
that's science fiction-y, right?
It is.
It has aliens from different worlds coming to Earth looking.
But was it labeled as a comedy movie? That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Oh, I got you.
Or was it a serious movie with some funny undertones?
No, it was not a serious movie.
Oh, okay.
It was not a serious movie.
Okay, all right.
But, okay, so let's take, I'm sure it's probably number one on everybody's list, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, that's where I was going with
Oh, okay.
Yep,
all right,
yep.
let's go with it.
So we'll talk about Mr. Mel Brooks, which is one of the most funny director, producers, actors in my lifetime. He has done comedy movies that space the black and white era to western to science fiction.
Yeah.
Monster movies. His type of comedy is fading away because it's based on, what would you say, not racist or things that were not seen as racist and things in the past, but are now.
Right.
You know, a lot of you have watched the movie, I'm sure, Blazing Saddles. I would go out and get you a copy of that and just put it in your archive somewhere. I would suggest buying the DVD, something hard, because, digital, they can erase that crap and it'll disappear and you'll never see it again.
Yeah.
But they will never make another movie like Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles,
right,
or any other Mel Brooks movie for that fact. Now, Spaceballs was not as hardcore, but it was based on a satire of kind of a Star Wars kind of a situation. Right. They mentioned Star Trek in it with, they said, you want to beam you up, beam you down, beam you left. Enough of that beaming crap,
Right.
But it was a funny movie.
Yeah, it was very funny.
And that was a good one. But what we're talking about science fiction today, this is one of her favorite outfits. It's Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek. It's a little dress. It's hard to really see it here, but it's got a little emblem and her little rank and all that stuff. And hi, Kitty. How are you? You doing okay today? People go crazy with their pets. And if you look here, a really good artist friend of mine gave this as a gift. It's from the Star Trek, the original series, when they had that dog with a horn on its head. Well, she made the dog Kitty, if you could see her, put a little horn, a little antenna on her. But Linda Castles, love you. You're great. She always comes to Sci-Fi Bartow. But we're going to talk about pets today on movies and all that. Everything from superheroes to Star Wars to Star Trek.
Right.
So I just want to introduce you to Kitty. She's going to wave. Hi. You say bye to everybody. Okay, we're going to hand her back off to Randy, who's going to hand her off to Lori, my wife. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I would just like to point out that I have 7 cats and 1 dog.
Yeah.
And they are named, my dog is named Magneto. Mm-hmm. I have Thanos, which is a cat.
Right.
I have El Diablo. I have a Harley Quinn. I have Thor.
Nice.
And Bane.
Bane?
Yeah, Bane from Batman.
I got you.
And we have one more. Enchantress.
Enchantress.
Yes, so those are the names of all of our cats.
Everybody's like, Sean, we know you're a huge Star Trek fan, obviously. Why did you name your dog Kitty? Well, we have also a lot of cats. We have 5. Mm-hmm. We have Stewie, which we named after Stewie Gilligan Griffin Serdinsky, which is our last name, from Family Guy. Mm-hmm. Okay, because when he runs through the house, it's all back when Stewie was a little baby, you know, on that show. We have a black cat, which we call her Mimette, which was my play on Minuet from Star Trek The Next Generation, which is a holodeck character. Yeah. Okay, I have a cat named Mean One because she was a wee baby, and she was always kind of the one that would paw at you and like hiss and all that. So we just said, hey, you're the mean one. So we call her Meanie.
Mean one.
Who am I forgetting? Who am I? Oh, then we get into the science fiction ones other than the Memet.
Right.
We have Pepper Paws, which I take from Tony Stark's wife, girlfriend from the Avengers series, Pepper Paws, Pepper Potts. And last but not least, my most favorite Star Trek character, I honored him by calling him Tiberius, which is Captain Kirk's middle name. Right. But Kitty's name is a Star Trek name. Did you know that?
Who?
Kitty, my dog.
I did not.
Okay, it's Kitty, Kitty. Her initials on her paper is Kitty Lee, which is a family name from my side of my mom's side of the family. Serdinsky, KLS.
Oh my goodness!
Did you not know that?
I kind of remember. I remember you telling Gavin about that when he was on.
Put a little layer of red in the bottom. This is non-alcoholic. This is just flavoring only, but we want it to hit right in the bottom of the shot glass. A good little maybe quarter of an inch, just enough to it's a little bit of floaty there. So float. They'll float. They all float, and we're getting to that part here too. So there's your little bit of a grenadine of those little shot glasses. Okay. Now, I've stole this from another bartender that I've seen on Facebook. I'll talk about him, the Tipsy Bartender. If you've ever seen this guy, he's great. He has some great recipes. But he taught me how to pour a drink to layer it. So you want to shake your rum shot up. We love to freeze our rum shot, but it makes it too slushy like. So you want to get it really cold, and before you make the shot, let it out on the counter for a little bit, or put it in the refrigerator. So
and you don't want to chew your alcohol.
You don't want to chew your alcohol. So this is pretty much it. So we're going to take our little spoon here and put it over the top of the shot glass, and we're going to pour it just gently on top of that, so it'll layer real good, Clark, like that. Now you're going to take your cherries, which we have put the toothpick in, and you're going to put it on top of the shot glass, so the stem's actually in the mix, because it emulates the balloon that it has. Okay, floating up, they all float. We're going to put this one here. This would be great when you have a party, people come over. Welcome to Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean and
Just Randy.
I love this. I'm having so much fun doing these
Me too.
video vlogs and podcasts, or whatever you call this thing. I've actually had other people that are doing podcasts reach out to me and want to be on our show.
I can't wait. I think that's fantastic.
Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce. Deuce is talking to me, and he wants to come on the show and do a segment with us about Sci-Fi Bartow. So, which is February the 15th.
2020.
Yes, and it's going to be awesome.
Getting close, getting excited.
We're going to delve into the world of the Batman. The release of the new Joker movie has everyone really excited again about the Batman movies, and there's already talks of something called The Batman that they're going to start filming. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Is that a live action or is it animated?
I haven't looked into it that far, but I just heard the name The Batman.
I think it's going to be awesome. So, we're going to talk a little bit about the Joker. We're going to talk about all the Batmen and the Batwomen and some of the villains and all that. I'm a huge Joker fan. Sadly, have not seen the Joker movie yet.
Oh.
And we're going to talk about that in another podcast coming up a little bit. So, where do you want to start? Because you open up the pot of Batman, if you will. There's a lot of places we could jump into.
Oh, there is. First of all, at Batman Day, 99% of the people that I talked to were Michael Keaton fans.
Okay.
And
I can dig that.
I don't know. Maybe I was young, but I just didn't like Michael Keaton that much.
Really?
Now, my wife loves Val Kilmer, and for some reason, maybe because I love her, I said Val Kilmer is my favorite Batman.
You want to love some Val Kilmer, man.
So
this is what's cool about the movies and the shows and the animated series. I think Batman the Animated Series nailed the world of Batman perfectly.
Well, here's the deal, Sean. I've never seen
You have got to watch them, Randy.
Are they good? They're
Download them. Because I know you don't have the DVD player, you know. Yes, these cartoons, I know they're animated. They were not made for kids. They are adult. They have violence in them. They have sexual situations in them, and they were made as a kids show. What's his name? Luke Skywalker, your favorite. What's the actor's name?
Hamill.
Mark Hamill. I forget that guy's name. He does the voice of the Joker in it, and he is the Joker.
You know what? I've seen some of the scenes and heard him do the Joker, and I've heard him on stage at some of these Comic Cons doing it, and I think he does a fantastic job.
He does a fantastic job.
I need to watch these things, I guess.
I mean, the villains are the best. It really goes into a story, deep story, backstories of things from a comic book, all the way up to the movies. They even have a spin-off show called Batman Beyond, and it's about Bruce Wayne getting older and can't do the Batman anymore because he's been beat the shit out of his entire life as Batman.
Okay.
So he recruits another Batman.
Really?
By accident. I don't want to give anything away. They close on a lot of things in the Batman world. They go into the Joker because you find out what happened between Batman and the Joker, and they go into that. So, which is really deep. So,
what did happen between the two?
Let's just say that the Joker didn't survive one of his escapades to screw up Batman.
Oh, okay. All right, I got it.
And it was by his own doing.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that was what was. Really...
So he holds a grudge and wants revenge, and that's where we are in the canon films.
It's again, it is a deep, dark episode. It's called The Return of the Joker, but you've got to watch the animated series first.
Okay.
And there's 3 seasons of that. I thought Jim Carrey did a great job as a Riddler.
Yeah.
I don't like him in spandex because I don't want to see another man's junk when I'm watching a movie. I don't care if it has a fucking question mark on it or not, but I just don't want to see that. And I've owned that suit back when I was a thin guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, And I would dress up like that, and I had a little hat and all that, and a little spinny.
Did you stuff a sock in?
No, I always wear a cup. When
Cup?
you're cosplaying, gentlemen, not so much the ladies. Get a cup for down there, okay? Because a lot of us guys don't want to see your junk, okay? So, and that's cool. You might like showing it off. Older guy like me, not so much. Story for another time. But not sure, but God Halloween, K-list, back to K-list. Some spoilers.
Oh, spoiler, absolutely.
Yeah,
Turn it off.
Turn it off right now because, you know, I'm going to surprise a lot of you guys. I have not seen the Joker yet, but I've been reading all the spoilers and what people are actually saying and reviews, because when you're on social media, especially the Facebook, people are going to be talking about crap, you know. I don't do the whole blackout thing like a lot of people do, but Randy has seen this.
Do you know, real quick,
Yeah.
do you know why they changed the name from the Facebook to Facebook? The creator of Napster, you remember Napster?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's the one that proposed that.
Really?
Yeah, so he changed it to, and Justin Timberlake played that in the movie.
Really?
Played that role. And
they were actually going to call it the Facebook,
yeah.
And they just changed it to Facebook.
Yeah.
Because people make fun of old people on Facebook because we say the Facebook. And I think somebody was running for president one time or something, said it, like Mitt Romney or somebody or something.
No,
like
Al
that.
Gore said he invented Facebook.
And no, he invented the internet. Al
I
Gore.
know.
And global warming.
And it's not memes.
It's not Mimi? What is it?
It's memes.
I call it memes. And I call AT-ATs
What?
ATs.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
I know
But
you
anyway.
don't. I do.
Fright Night. Was that a comedy or was that a horror movie?
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but you're right. There is some funny ass shit up in there.
There is some funny ass
You know,
shit up in there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I know a movie you've watched and I've watched, Bumblebee. Was that a comedy or was that a science fiction movie?
You know, it didn't have grease lightning in it, so.
Oh, you're talking about greased up Megan Fox? that rubs some fucking Crisco on her for 8 movies? Is that who you're talking about? Or Shiloh LaBeouf?
Yeah, Indy Jr.
Yeah, he's not Indiana Jones Jr. Just like Benedict Cumberbatch is not Khan. So
Oh God,
that's Khan. Ricardo Montalban.
Khan.
I'm Khan. Sean Khan. See the connection there?
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
James Bond movies, are they comedies?
No, they are not.
But he interjects plenty of little things.
Well, I agree.
Oh, I guess it went to his head when he cuts the guy's head off or whatever.
Right. Well, you have like changed my whole thought process on what this podcast.
But I do that every podcast.
I know that,
Randy.
but I have this long list here that's.
Then go with your list.
It's not any good.
All right, you take over. I'm done. I'm taking this microphone off. I'm taking this freaking hat off. I'm bald. No, you do it.
No.
Randy,
I don't
you do it. I want
have
to know what you got. So.
No. I want to hear what you have.
No, you don't, because I'm throwing you for a loop, and you're saying, "Oh, you're messing the podcast up," because I thought it was something.
No, I didn't say that.
So what the hell? Read your freaking list, Randy.
All
What
right,
you
Guardians
got?
of the Galaxy is a comedy to me.
I'll give you that.
But
it wasn't written as a comedy. But it was the most comical things out of those Avenger movies.
No, I agree.
Marvel movies.
But like when nobody realizes that he is Star-Lord, and they don't know who Star-Lord is, and he's like, maybe you know me as Star-Lord. I actually laughed out loud at these.
You LOL?
I LOL'd. God, I got to stop using
Tell him
that
it was
term.
Taser Face and the Mary Poppins thing. I know, you're right. Yondo and all that.
You know, when Rocket Raccoon needs that guy's leg, and when you watch it for the first time, you're so into it. You're like, what the fuck's he going to do with the leg? And then when he gets the leg for him, he's like, hey, how did he hop around? Did it look funny, him hopping around on one leg? I didn't need the leg.
Yeah.
That's just, that
I just thought it'd be funny.
And Drax, to me,
Yes.
is one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely.
With all the things, nothing gets over my head. I have fast reflexes.
Right.
He's just a complete moron.
Yeah.
But yet, it's
a
hilarious.
Yeah. You're my Drax.
I am.
On the show.
So, but anyways, what do you have? What were you thinking?
No, I want to see your awesome list on your computer.
It's not
here,
an awesome list. I already brought it. Dude, where's my car? And you don't want to talk about
I'll
it.
talk about it. I've just never seen the thing.
Oh my God.
I was not an Ashton Kiss My Ass fan.
Well,
So
it is so funny because they end up in a cult, and this cult believes in wrapping themselves in bubble wrap.
okay.
And they're trying to escape, and they wrap themselves up in bubble wrap, and the people are chanting different things, and they don't know. Just like in Scooby-Doo, when Scooby-Doo and they're having to chant things so that and act like they're dancing along, and then the music quits and they quit dancing, and they're still dancing. It's that same situation. And there's one of the funniest scenes ever in all movies is when Ashton Kutcher is ordering like some food at a Chinese restaurant.
Right.
And he goes, yeah, I want some give me an item that you would buy. Yeah, there you go. Cream of San Guy. And they say, and then the speaker comes back, and he orders, 2 egg rolls. And he goes, a drink. And then he goes, that's all. And they go, and he goes, that's it. There is no and then. And he goes, there is no more goddamn and then. And it just goes on until he destroys the speaker box.
Oh, I gotta see this movie.
Okay, all right. Now they get drunk and they don't remember what happened the night before, right?
Right.
Okay, and they get tattoos. One of them has sweet tattooed on his back.
Mm-hmm.
The other one has dude tattooed on his back. Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh my God, I can't see it. What's mine say? And he goes, sweet. He goes, I know that. But what's it say? He goes, what's mine say? Dude. He goes, yes, dude, but...
So they're doing the whole Abbott and Costello routine.
Oh my God, it is the funniest science fiction movie of all time.
Who's on first? Who's on first?
Right, exactly. Okay. Yeah, that type of thing. And
you have to reference old stuff.
So they're going to find this crystal, and they end up going. Their car was impounded, and they find it, and it ends up being impounded in an ostrich farm, and they get caught trying to steal their car, right? And the guy puts them in prison, and when they get there, there's another guy in prison on this ostrich farm.
Right.
And the guy's like, I've been here 22 years. They asked me a question, and I didn't know the answer. If you get the answer right, you can get out for free.
Right.
So the guy comes in, and he's like, hey, do you remember In the Army Now with Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
Or his best friend in that, is locked up, and he's like, they're going to ask you a series of questions, and you have to get them right. And the guy comes in and goes, how fast can an ostrich run? And one of the stupid guys from Dude, Where's My Car, not Ashton Kutcher, but, American Pie, crazy guy.
The curly-headed guy.
No. The guy, Stewie.
Not the guy that fucked the pie.
No. But the one, Stifler.
Stifler
goes, on Animal Planet, they said they run 26.4 miles per hour. So they get released. Okay?
I got you.
And it's about these aliens showing up dressed as hot women, trying to give them oral favors to get this crystal. And they end up growing to be a big monster.
They get them like a lollipop or an ice cream cone or an oral.
No, they don't get to that part because they have girlfriends that are now tracking them down.
Oh.
So, yeah, it is a great movie. So,
nothing goes over my head. I have great reflexes, right, Randy?
That's right. Okay, and then I have Bill and Ted.
Okay.
Would you consider that a comedy, Mr. Sci-Fi Sean?
Yes, it would. It's a sci-fi comedy. It was made to be a comedy movie with sci-fi undertones. That's right, people that have been watching our podcast. How many of these have we done so far?
15, 16, 17, 18.
And we're talking about the same fucking movies in every one of them. You realize that. You've mentioned Dude, Where's My Car?
And a
Back
couple
to the
others.
Future.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Adventure. Sean doesn't talk about nothing but goddamn Star Trek, which has a good comedy movie, the whales one, where they went to talk to the whales. Your second favorite Star Trek movie. That was kind of a comedy-ish.
Right, yes, yeah.
Yes, there were serious undertones because we got to save the damn whales and hug the trees and all that. But, it was funny, Crickets.
It was funny to me.
Yeah. I can't believe you even mentioned this movie.
Well, we just getting started.
The first XXX movie.
Oh my God!
With
yes.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Xander Cage.
Xander Cage, yeah.
I bought that album when you would have to buy DVD or CDs, as they're called, way past your technology.
I don't even remember CDs.
Yeah, you used to buy these like silver disc, and you put them in your little slot. There's a slot in your car. I bought that CD. It was all German techno, heavy metal sounding.
Yeah.
I love that soundtrack.
Yeah.
You ever get a chance, listen to the soundtrack. It's really because that's mainstream music. It's Russian mainstream music, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I want to say they were German, right?
Yes.
And then Dumas. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Electricity
music.
flying,
Yeah, oh yeah.
You can actually go to a concert in one of the foreign countries like Russia and Germany and actually get electrocuted or killed or something.
They had some of that in Blade during the bloodbath where they were running the blood out of the...
Right.
Yeah.
Let me guess, they played Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
No, it was Dumas.
Was it Dumas? Oh my God. Not Dumbass, but Dumas.
Dumas, I guess. I think it was Dumas. Ooh.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I loved the movie, but I can't remember the music.
Every song in there was, they played...
there was some hip-hop.
She's a super freak. Yeah. They played it for Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. They did a bunch of other mainstream songs.
You're right. There was some new music that was top 40.
Mm-hmm.
But
they did another new age group did a version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. 21 Pilots was in there.
Yeah, 21 Pilots is in that. You're right. There was a lot of great music in there. You don't know me. Remember Harley Quinn was in the cage and spinning around. I was not a big fan of that Harley Quinn, but boy, she was hot in that movie. I thought, They lean more towards a kind of a loose woman, and I don't think the animated series. Well, I mean, I can't say that because now that scratch that last part. She was a whore, so that's the way it worked, and that's good. I'm not hating. I'm loving.
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome back to Talking Sci-Fi with Sci-Fi Sean and
Just Randy.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's awesome. It's cold outside.
It's freezing.
Today. I'm loving it. Yeah. So, all the buzz right now, and as you've known if you've been watching our podcast, I'm not a technology guy. I don't have internet at my house. I don't have cable. So when things like Netflix and Disney Plus show up, I see all this excitement on Facebook about it, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Randy's got it all. He's like the tech guy. So I wait for DVD. honestly, it'll take just like Star Trek Discovery. When the first season came out on the CBS All Access, don't buy into it. I waited a year. I waited a year to see that.
That's crazy.
And everybody's talking about it. And I'm not that guy because I see it on, and we'll get into that a little bit today, on the social media. We're like, oh my God, you're giving me spoilers. Oh, why are you putting spoilers on the Mandalorian, the newest hot craze, which we're going to get into in a little bit, came out. And I've been watching my friends' feed, and I've seen people hate on my friends because you shouldn't be dropping spoilers, capital letters, capital letters, capital letters. My good friend Kyle, or Deuce from Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce, great podcast. You got to check it out. He was getting hated on pretty bad. And I'm thinking to myself, who gives a flying shit? If you're going to read something and it says, hey, I watched The Mandalorian and that should be your clue not to read the fucking comments on it. So, Kyle, your buddy or whoever it was that was giving you a hard time, I wish I would have wrote his name down because I think he's a piece of crap. He should leave you alone. And that's everybody. I mean, if you see it and you don't want to know nothing about it, get off social media until you see the movie or the TV show. Yeah. Am I right?
Hey, you're right.
Or read it and make your own decisions about it. Evidently, a bounty hunter guy that was in the original Star Wars, and when I say original, I mean number 4.
Okay.
Blows up or something, self-destructs or something. Ooh, spoiler! I haven't even seen the damn show, and I'm telling you what's going on. It's that robot guy with the tall head, right?
No,
that's what I've been reading.
No, I'm confused. He blew up in 4?
Yes, somebody
No, the Sarlacc ate him in Return of the Jedi.
No, not Boba Fett.
Oh.
The bounty hunter, one of the other bounty hunters, the robot. You have Boss.
Oh, yes, real hot-headed. Yes, you're right.
So
okay.
there's a bounty hunter or a robot that blows up in The Mandalorian?
No, spoiler, he actually kills him because he is contracted to kill Baby Yoda.
Is that really Baby Yoda?
I don't know if. What do you mean? It's not Yoda. No,
well,
it's not. No,
it's just it's the species of Yoda.
Yeah. But that's what the internet is calling him.
Real quick before we jump in, we're actually talking about episode 1, 2, and 3. The really shitty Star Wars movies. What time frame is Mandalorian set in? Between what movie or after what movie or what?
It is after.
The ones we're talking about today?
No. It's between Return of the Jedi and
the
Force Awakens.
The Kylo Ren ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I was still understanding it was in the past.
No. I mean,
technically it is, but
not that far back.
Not that far back.
Yeah. Boy, I had to think about that for a minute. Yes, this is filling in the gap. The 19 years between
Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. All right, so here is George Lucas again making us do fucking fractions and mathematics to figure out where his stories are.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. I apologize. I haven't had anybody comment, but I have a nasty mouth on this podcast, and Randy usually puts up a disclaimer, but it's the fucking internet, and I can say whatever the hell I want, right? Is that true?
That's true, yes.
Are little kids watching our podcast and stuff?
Probably. No, I don't know.
Go ask mommy and daddy what fuck means, little junior. So, I don't want to get into that. God. I'm sorry, that's just me.
All right, so we'll have a Mandalorian episode in the future.
I'm going to tell you one more thing.
Oh, okay. Let me hear you.
I love this, and I posted it last night. There's all these little shots of the little baby Yoda creature with his head. He's all cute and stuff. Right? It's like a Thai beanie baby. Ooh, what's that? But it looks like Baby Yoda's been thrown in a trash can. Yeah. It's like sitting in this thing like, God damn, is this the Grouch from Sesame Street? Come to my trash can. I got Baby Yoda down here. Here he is. You know what I'm talking about? You've seen the still shot? That's what I'm having to go by.
Right, because you haven't seen the show and you don't know what he's sitting in.
Why is Baby Yoda in a trash can? Because all you see is this much of what I think is a trash can, and you got this little Baby Yoda. I don't have a Yoda, but he's like... He should have a blue milk bottle stuck in there. What is that thing that Luke Skywalker sucks?
I don't have the courage to go look up what the name of it is because they're going to show me a picture.
They're going to show it. Little baby Yoda should have that blue milk.
I'm going to make that.
It is known fact. No, you're not going to look it up. It is a known fact that I do not care for Star Wars.
It is.
I'm okay with it. It's science fiction. I watch it, and we're going to get into episode 1, 2, and 3 here in a few seconds.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. Don't hate on me. You know, a lot of people don't like Star Trek. A lot of people don't like, Star Wars. And it's a big, and I'm going to actually we're going to have a controversy podcast between Star Trek versus Star Wars very soon.
Oh, yeah.
In the first of the year, I want to nail it down before Sci-Fi Bartow gets here, which is February the 15th, 2020 in downtown Bartow. I'm already working on that stuff, so it's going to be amazing this year, so check that out. I am not a little kid movie person.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah.
So
you don't like
and
kids.
I like kids, don't get me wrong, but when I go and look and I like the kid. No, that sounds creepy. No, I don't mean that way. I'm more of an adult movie, kind of not porn. I didn't mean to go there either, but you know what I mean. I couldn't wrap around that this little kid's like the hero.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I couldn't, and all of a sudden, here, you go hide in that ship over there, and all of a sudden, just like little kids and their little creepy fingers and shit start pushing buttons.
Right.
The thing cranks up. R2-D2 jumps in there with him, and it was pretty much R2-D2, pretty much, that I was going with that. But I just couldn't. That was my problem with episode 1. It was a kid's movie.
I got you. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I felt like I was watching a Disney movie, and
I wish.
Everybody knows I'm not a big Disney fan and all that, and you know what I think is going to be funny? This whole Disney Plus has come out, and they'll put this disclaimer at the beginning of their movie saying, these are authentic Disney movies. Nothing's been changed. And they came from a time before and all that.
Right.
Are they going to do that when they put episode 1 on there? You know why? There's slavery in it. Watto owns Anakin Skywalker, which I thought was fucked up in my opinion too. Like, oh Annie, yeah, get over here. I got your mom over here, yeah. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I sold him the Sandmen, yeah. Was that a smart freaking thing to do?
No, it was a terrible thing. Yeah.
It is. Why would he do it? Because he was a piece of junkyard shit.
Yeah.
I didn't like Watto. I couldn't stand it. He had a penis for a nose.
Yeah.
He was a flying penis.
He was.
And I couldn't handle it. It's just, there's so many things about it. And I would pause it when I was awake. And I'd look over at Lori. I'm like, what in the hell are we watching? Because I don't remember any of that shit because I guess I blanked it out. Like when you have a traumatic experience in your life and you just put it in the back of your mind. Episode 1, Phantom Menace, must have been a traumatic thing when I went. And I went to the movie theater seeing it.
Yeah.
I took my lightsaber. I was wearing this helmet. When they would let you in a movie theater with a creepy helmet on. That was a long time ago.
What did you think coming out of the theater? Were you like, oh, it was all right?
No.
And then you
I didn't like it at all. I was angry as shit because I was raised on episode 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever be I don't care people, and you Star Wars people know me, and if you want to admit it or not, Empire Strikes Back was the best frickin' Star Wars movie. You can't beat it. You can't go past it. It had everything. It didn't have any little kids in it, did it? No, it did not. So why don't I quit messing with my cord? All right. All right, we're going to move on to episode 2.
God, we have really wasted a lot of time,
but that's
and we haven't even talked about Phantom Menace,
I know.
really.
All right. Yes, visual effects were awesome. One thing about the movies, all the Star Wars movies, I love how they make the spaceships sound like old cars. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that really sleek, the Queen's silver ship sounded like that, like an old Chevy or something. I thought that was awesome.
In the pod race, you had different sounds from sports car racing. You had the Ferrari sound, you had the Porsche sound, and then Annie's was like the American muscle sound. That
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed that.
No, I enjoyed
because
that
I like
too.
Racing. So
I like the ships. I love the fight scenes. When they went to see the big underwater frog people. that guy. What's his name? When I went to see them, and they had to go through the core of the planet to get to the other side, and the big giant fish would come up, and he's about to eat him, and a bigger giant fish comes up. And I thought that was really awesome.
You know, that scene has the one-liner. You know, Star Wars have one-liners throughout them. But that one has the one-liner. That scene is the only one-liner that's worth a damn in that entire movie, and it is there's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish.
But yet that is a played-out one-liner.
Yeah, I know it is.
They didn't even have an original one-liner.
Phantom Menace. What would you rate it? And then we'll move on to...
it's a 6.
You gave it a 6?
Yeah, out of 10. Yeah.
Did you go to the theater to see it?
I did, and I like the storyline. I really do. I feel like they could have done more, and I wanted Darth Maul to be around longer. I feel like he was an intimidating Sith, and I don't know. I just find him more intimidating than Dooku. So I wish Darth Maul would have been around longer.
We'll get an account of Dooku because out of those 3, the second one I thought was a lot better. But Merry Christmas! We want to start off this show because it's going to be one of 2 Christmas shows that we do, hopefully. And this is Talking Sci-Fi with your host with the most, Sci-Fi Sean, and his awesome sidekick,
Just Randy.
What's with the Santa Claus beard?
Isn't this the Santa episode?
We're not technically talking about Santa, but I mean, I guess it works.
Oh.
It looks good on you. You make a good Santa. You were very jolly.
Yeah.
I wore my ugly Christmas sweater. I'll stand up and show you. Because when I think of ugliness, I think of Star Wars. So,
oh, boy.
There we go. We're going to do this episode and talk about some things. Randy's really not super prepared for it. You got like 4 or 5 things on your computer screen there. Here, let's look. That's his computer screen. There have been a lot of holiday movies. We say Merry Christmas on our podcast, so I'm sorry if that offends you.
Oh, but, I didn't even think about that.
I know that because, it's a weird world we live in, but we're Merry Christmas here. But there's a lot of great holiday movies, and we're going to talk about them, some of our favorites, and we're going to link it to some science fiction as well. Imagine that.
Oh, wow.
You know, technically, there's a movie. It's called Santa Claus the Movie. Not The Santa Claus, but Santa Claus the Movie. Dudley Moore's in it.
Oh, I've never heard of it. Yeah, I do, but...
you need to get it and watch it, because it's very close to a science fiction Santa Claus movie. Santa's sleigh, and they build a rocket ship sleigh, and Santa uses what I would only call transporter technology to go down people's chimneys and such. So,
absolutely, yeah. How's that fat guy fit in there?
Oh, yeah, right. But he digitizes himself. Biggest controversial kids' Christmas movie ever made, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's people bullying him.
That's right.
Okay, and there's
he's different.
Racism is in it, and there should be a disclaimer in front of it. It's not diverse enough.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, some people would even say it glowed. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names.
What?
Yes. They never would let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
Even though he was a reindeer?
Yes. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
yeah, he said,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, will you guide my sleigh tonight?
You remember that?
I remember that, yeah, oh yeah.
And that's how he went down in history. He saved Christmas.
Did he save it? Did he really save it?
Yes. And I'll tell you some other tidbit news. Rudolph is not one of Santa's 8 reindeer. It was made as a gimmick by the J.C. Penney company to sell a toy that looked like a reindeer with a glowing nose. So it was a marketing ploy
to
suck
me, right?
all of us children into buying toys.
You're kidding
from
me.
J.C. Penney's and Montgomery Ward's and all that crap. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yes.
That's sad.
So when you go up and you hear Santa saying on Dancer, on Prancer, on Donner and Vixen, blah, 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 no Rudolph is mentioned. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
No, I'm very serious about that.
That is crazy.
Yes, it is
Where
crazy.
have I been?
It was the most disturbing. I'm sure one day they will pull that movie from television and from showing it because of all the undertones, or they'll remake it.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow, I think Rudolph. My mind, man.
I think Rudolph was a female deer too.
You do?
Yeah, everybody kind of emulated it was
Could
a
have been
male deer.
transgender.
It could have been a transgender reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Watch it and check it out. We don't do politics and stuff on our show, but check it out. Santa Claus held the reindeer in slavery, in my opinion, too. So.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, think about it.
Just like all the sea biscuits of today.
Sea biscuits.
Yeah, horses. Little guys ride around beating them, making them run fast.
Where do you come up with sea biscuit from?
Because you don't know who Sea Biscuit is?
No.
Sea Biscuit's that little horse that. Oh my God!
They got like a unicorn. He shoots a rainbow at his ass.
He does. Yeah, and he's on a Lucky Charms box of cereal.
Yeah. And he's with a bunch of other pretty little ponies or something like that.
Oh God! I was trying to be politically
incorrect.
No, correct.
Right.
And point out that they're. They beat horses.
If you think about it, all Christmas movies have weird undertones. Like Ralphie with a leg lamp, he's like, oh, electric sex.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man, I'm opening up a whole book of things. This is what I love about these podcasts. 'Cause I was thinking like, really? That's true?
Megan Fox or Shiloh LaBeouf or Buff or whatever. But guys.
Indy Jr. I love calling him Indy Jr.
Yeah, even though that's an insult, that whole series. But that whole movie was an insult. But take a bath. I mean, I know the producers and the directors are going to tell you, hey, go in there and rub some fucking Crisco on yourself and let's film you for 8 movies. No. Not a good idea.
Back to the Indiana Jones movie. Okay.
He had greasy hair.
You're right. But that reminds me of Han Solo in The Force Awakens.
And then leads back to Kevin Bacon. Right?
But he's running through The Force Awakens, and it looks like he is 98 years old. And
because he is 98 years old.
He is, but they could have sped him up and time-lapsed him or something.
You challenged me to watch the last 2. Because I am not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the original the first 3 they came out with,
Right.
were actually the middle 3. You know what I hate the most about Star Wars?
What's that?
George Lucas is making us do fucking math and quantum physics and fractions to figure out where his movies are.
I agree.
And I'm pissed off at Mr. Lucas for that. Because I don't want to count, like, okay, and then, and you Star Wars fans that are listening and watching, you know what I'm talking about. You have to explain to the muggles or the norms or whatever you want to call them, how Star Wars mechanics works. Are they talking about hyperdrive? No. Are they talking about subspace communication? No. They're talking about how they film the fucking movies in a sequence. Well, I like the really old ones with Darth Vader and Princess Leia. Well, actually, those are not the old ones. They're the middle ones. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, there were 3 before that. No, there wasn't no 3 before that. I remember going 1972, sitting there in the movie theater watching Star Wars, eating my popcorn in my big gulp cup and enjoying the shit out of that little green Kermit the Frog guy, and it was great. They wasn't nothing before. Yeah, Grandpa, there was. I hate that conversation. I have it. Just like I love the conversation. We know you're a big Star Trek fan, so here's an action figure of Darth fucking Vader. Happy birthday, Sean. They're all the same, right?
Yeah, they're all.
Hey, Darth Vader, live long and prosper. I love it when he says that.
Oh, that's amazing.
I get that constantly, and it's just the same with your Star Wars movies.
You're right.
And I'm like, I don't want to do math with them. I just want to watch the damn movie and not have to explain it. Film movies in order, for God's sakes.
You are just talking about the movies.
Yeah.
If we got into the animated series, you would pull your hair out.
I never watched any of the animated series.
They are amazing, but they bounce around, and some things that you hear, well, Jedi can do this, and you're like, well, I don't remember no Jedi.
You're talking about the midi-chlorians, aren't you?
No,
because they weren't always wearing Star Wars.
Right. But what I'm saying is that there's certain things that happen in the movies, and you're like, well, that can't happen. Why? How can he come back? He died. Or Darth Maul is dead.
Right.
but he's not.
But he's not.
He's got
Minions.
mechanical legs.
Yeah. Really, that's interesting.
Yeah, and that's why, because of
Is that a vessel, the mechanical legs?
absolutely
That carry him around?
Absolutely,
That's pretty awesome.
So
we bridged that whole offshoot and
Absolutely.
then back to vehicles again.
So back to that Solo, one of my favorite Star Wars movies has Darth Maul in it. And you didn't realize this, but you need to go back and look at his halogen body, or what halogen
like the bulb up there. Holographic.
He's got his metal legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it can't be because. Well, I guess it could be.
Yeah, because it come after 4, 5,
You're
and 6.
right.
No, that was 1, 2, and 3 that came after the filming of 4, 5, and 6.
Where's my goddamn paper at? Where's my pen? So it's the Phantom Menace to the Second Power to Empire Strikes Back, which to underline the Force Awakens all the way up to the Last Jedi equals. This is Common Core math, isn't it?
That's why you don't understand it.
Get rid of that crap already.
I cannot wait for the Star Wars episode.
Oh, it's going to be great. I don't want to talk about Star Wars anymore because you're going to make me do a whole episode on it. You know I'm not a Star Wars person. I know a lot about it, but it's like, Anyway, back to vessels. I want to talk about vehicles and stuff. Because vehicles are what we're talking about.
Right.
And I want to stick with that. So quit offshooting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Star Wars. Yes,
Star Wars.
Let's
Let's get serious.
We were talking about greasy Megan Fox and then a greasy Shia LaBeouf. And then we went into Star Wars because of Han Solo reached to Kevin Bacon. And that's how you make the connection.
Right.
Okay.
Join Talking Sci-Fi, or else.